keep rubbing that. Good enough.
So this is day one of Westhighland Way, Monday the 16th. We're heading for the bottom of Conic Hill. Let's see how we get on. Are you looking forward to it, Bod?
Yes.
Yeah? A bit nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit excited?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Let's go. Right, should we have a last look round before we leave the town?
Yeah.
Not the most attractive start. Oh, some energetic West Highlanders.
Hello. Really good movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. Look, thistles.
Oh. I wonder why it's the Scottish symbol, hey?
I wonder.
Nice cover up there, isn't it?
Yeah. And purple. It reminds me of
Yeah.
How do you miss this? I have a feeling it might be called Mary, Queen of Scots.
Not quite, but it does involve the Scottish people. Hey, look.
Oh, that is awesome. Why?
So that's where we come from. That is off to Mulgai, but we're going this way to Drummond. So we've just walked past the memorial fire stone, which we couldn't really film because it was quite popular. Quite a few people wanted to have a look, so we had to move on quickly, unfortunately. Jago wanted to have a little bit more of a sit down and a rest, didn't you, bud?
Yeah.
But he's doing okay. So the memorial fire, what I know about the memorial fire is that is around about The Cregallon Fire Memorial is a beacon of history in the outdoors movement. The fire was a refuge, as it were, during the 1930s Great Depression. The fire became a legend, a place where young men and women were drawn to warm themselves. There was an unspoken welcome, a mug of tea and stories of daring do, of adventures in the Scottish wilderness, and where knowledge was passed to the younger generation. And it is said that many of those that sat here were inspired walkers and climbers alike to become pioneers in the movement to open up the Scottish wild places to us all. I spy, with my little eye, something that begins with R.
I feel like this is about to be a mean comment to me.
No.
Run.
No. We all have two of them, as your granddad would say.
R. Okay. R. P. I don't know what begins with P.
You don't know what begins with P?
Car?
No, but look up.
Yeah. Is it phone?
House to our left, there's a beautiful view.
One thing lives in it.
Don't know. So, how you feeling, Jago?
Tired and a bit hungry.
A bit hungry?
Yeah.
How are your legs?
They're floppy.
Sorry?
They're floppy. They're a bit tired.
They're floppy and tired, are they?
Yeah.
Now, do you wish you'd stayed in the car with Mummy and gone back to the campsite?
A little bit.
A little bit. So you don't want to be with Daddy today?
I do. But we could be Yeah, there was really hard walk.
It's really hard walk on this flat path. Just using our legs.
It's tiring. Bicycling and badminton is easier.
So this is probably the first point of the route where you could get slightly confused, because it tells you up there that the Westhighland Way route for food and accommodation services is to the right, but it's not. If you see, you're heading toward Doune, and someone's put a DIY sign there off to the left, so don't get confused. It is a section of this roadway heading to your left. So we've been on the road now for a couple of 100 yards, probably not much more than that. I've been overtaken by a couple of ladies who've got a quicker pace than we have. This is the sign to look out for, and we're off to the right. Hi. See if Jacob can work it out. No, he can't work it out. He can't work it out. I suppose that's one way of doing it. Oh, indeed. Oh, hi. I know, that's me. So, this is the first section where the views start to open up.
And very loud noises.
And the loud gates wake the neighbours.
Really loud noises.
There we go. It's the first real open view. And we are headed that way. We'll bring you back again later. Doune. What's your spotted, Jacob?
Highland cows. Staring at me.
That made your day?
Yes.
Good. So we're not far from Doune distillery. So you come along and you meet this bridge. I think you go over the bridge and there'll be a sign on the left, I believe. Hiya. That looks inviting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think we're just going off to the left there. Yes, there it is. This will be the old railway line to the beach tree inn. Thank you.
That got so good bending down on my knees.
did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now on the old railway line on our way to the Beech Tree Inn.
It's not a railway line.
Yeah, so it runs along an abandoned railway line. You see it's nice and straight, can't you?
Yeah.
And we're going to pass the Doune distillery. We won't be stopping for multiple reasons, because one of us is too young and the other one doesn't like whiskey. So, oh, there you go. And one of us is really looking forward to the stop at the Beech Tree Inn, aren't we? There you go. And the other one's looking forward to having a stop so it stops the other one moaning.
Yeah, I will.
We're making good progress. Catch you at the Beech Tree Inn. And on in a straight line. Just being referred to one of the actors out of Box Trolls.
You're a villain when you
I'm
exploded.
a villain, apparently.
And you exploded because you ate so much cheese.
So I'm big and fat, just like the one out of the Box Troll villain leader, which is nice. This is our first sighting of the distillery, so if I just turn around,
White building.
there it is. Medic! So we're still on the old railway path, and we've just joined up with the public footpath that takes you off to Glengoyne Distillery. You've walked about 7 miles. Come see our smalls and have a cup of tea or try out our platter. I'm not going to do any more. So that's the path that brings you from the Beech Tree Inn. Here's our Jago. So you'll take a right through these gates, and just behind where those lads are on the other side of the driveway is another gate. So it's pretty fantastic. Latch and lock again. Take a photo of that. So this video is for Hayes Outdoors, because he likes a good lock and latch. Lift that. You can come to it. Push it. Or proper lock action, latch action. And that's the second part of the gate. Got a lovely weighted action to this gate. And if Jago opens it again, and he lets go, that can only be described as keeping the KISS method. Keeping it simple, stupid. Just my sort of thing. Medic! Look left, look right, and off we go.
On the other side.
And we're on the other side. On the path again. Having a munch.
Nothing to get him.
So we're going to join up with this road now. And we've only got 2.5 miles to get to Doune, which must mean this is the Gartness Road. And we get to the honesty box with the ice creams and drinks. Yay!
Yeah. See where that went.
Onto the honesty box. So coming from the honesty box at Gartness is a bit of an incline. Nothing too drastic. You can get to this sort of junction, there's no real signs apart from this sort of homemade one at the top there, which is okay to follow. So, onward and upward.
B5O bum, I smell the farts of a Jago bum.
Oh,
I like Highland cows.
yeah.
Are Highland cows only here?
What do you like about them?
They're furry. Yeah. Furry and they look good. They look like they have hair, look like they just had a haircut. There was like lots around here a second ago, wasn't there? There was two, but one I found that was like, it amazed me. The second one scared me because it appeared out of nowhere.
I'm not sure it appeared out of nowhere.
I didn't see it and it scared me when I looked at it.
Oh, bless you. So we've just come up from Doune camping, up the hill. As you get to this sort of flatter section, you get your first glimpse of Conic Hill, which is there. I believe you can see it further away, but it's, unless you know what you're looking for, it's a bit harder to see, but that is Conic Hill. That one there. So my son is just having a rest on the bench. done an amazing job today. Really persevered. Started to struggle after the first couple of miles with achy feet, but he'd been up to so much at the campsite before we set off the last few days, so I'm no wonder he was tired. But we're going to get to the village of Doune, and that'll be the end of his day, so he's done really well. When the sun's out, it's too nice not to stop and appreciate the view, especially when that's your first sighting of Loch Lomond. Conic Hill, my boy, and the path ahead. So once you've come down past the quarry, down the hill, hedge-lined hill, you have this property on the corner. Mulberry Lodge, just been sold by looks of things. Someone's happy to be finishing his day soon. Where the car's going is the road to Doune. You go up there, you cross over the road and up some steps, I think. But if you're doing the Westhighland Way and you want to go off toward Conic Hill and you're not staying at Doune, you have this steps down here. Go on then, bud.
This is no gate.
Yeah, I think this gate's seen better days, isn't it, bud?
I think he's meant to do that.
Yeah. Now, spot here, I have seen people camp here before, but there's no one here at the moment. On we go to the hill.
Yeah.
So as you go over the mound, you come across the field here, and you meet the road. Obviously take care when you cross over to that point there, and then you follow the hedge on the other side, obviously, in that direction. So once you've come up from the road, you'll need to head that way. If you want to go to Doune, it's straight down there. So it's my wife and son back off to the campsite. My son joined me for the first 3/4 of the day. So we had light packs on. Now I've got my full pack on, so it's the first time today. So let's see how far I get. Hopefully it's heading toward the bottom of Conic Hill today. So yeah, this is my pack for the day. Fortunately, only had day packs because I had my son with me for the first bit. Now we're at Doune, we're off to base of Conic Hill for the first night. Catch you at the campsite or the next lovely view. So this path really follows the main road for 100 yards or so. Then you join the pavement until you find a sign heading off to the left up to the forest, where many people camp for the first night. But we'll be going on past there just to make the most of the daylight for today. So we've just been on the side of the road for a couple of 100 yards. You can see the path. The pavement runs out there and the sign above. It's an old tired sign, but it does say Westhighland Way, so all fairly straightforward. So that's the forest path all the way from the road down near Doune. It's a bit of a boring slog really, up through the forest. It's been a nice breeze. Brings you out here to a road. And just sort of almost directly opposite is where it continues. There's a car park for a couple of cars, quite popular with camper vans. So here we go. Onward and upward. So this is new to me. Actually, we just come up there from the sort of staggered crossroads, and this could lead to some confusion because there are no Westhighland Way markers at this point. You have this 1 3/4 trail marker for the Millburn Trail, but just to the left you can see that you are on the right way. So I believe when you go past this gate, shortly after this there'll be a divide in the path, so you need to go straight on rather than bearing right. But again, there was no markers when I was here last, so I'll bring you back if there's any change. So we're back to the forest trail. It's amazing how much growth takes place in the sort of three years or so. I don't recall really any of this being here. The reason I say that was because there was a fairly unobstructed view of Loch Lomond when I was here last, because this sort of patch of rock was looking quite appealing for me last time I was here to pitch a tent, because it had nice views. But as you can see, there's an amazing amount of growth taking place, which kind of makes you think that if you got rid of a lot of the interference of man, this world would be a better place. Just listen to all that trouble that I have here. Peace and quiet. It is lovely. So there's Loch Lomond. We've just come out of sort of this wooded area, this sort of plantation. You can really see Conic Hill now. I haven't got to the other route where the route splits to go round or over, so I'm still on the main route. I'm just watching the weather at the moment because it looks like the other side of Conic Hill is the rain is coming down, so I think it is heading my way. So I think I've got to start thinking about finding a pitch for the night. But as you can see, options aren't throwing themselves at me, so we might have to brave the elements for an hour, but we'll see. Alright, I will get back to you at the next update. So we've got a little bit of drizzle. Hopefully it's not going to be too much. Be nice to pitch my tent in the rain, in the dry for the first night, but not sure we hold too much hope with that. Okay, so I believe this is the point where you have to choose between the high or the low route, or what I would have said to that, via Conic Hill or not. So obviously to Balmaha via the main road. It's 2.5 miles off to the left, or 3.5 to the right over Conic Hill. So, because I'm a sucker for punishment, we'll go via the Conic Hill and hopefully we can find a spot to pitch for the night. So here we are, end of day one. Managed to find a decent spot. Got the Hex Peak Hilux tent. Got the inner down at the moment, just setting up. Got the food rehydrating as we speak. Got to look out at Conic Hill and the Lomond for tonight. So it could be worse. Weather seems to be holding off. Looks quite wet the other side of the lock, so it might be coming this way. But I won't care because I'll be wrapped up in my tent. As long as the rain holds off for me to have a quick wash, that'll be all I need for tonight. So, unless I can think of anything else, I'll say goodnight and I'll see you on day 2.